Hello everyone. Um right. This video it's sort of serious but sort of not, and I'll explain what I mean. As most of you know and can tell, I am it's on the large side. I am not the largest I've ever been, not by a long shot. Currently here in the UK, I'm somewhere between a size 20 to a size 24 at a push. That's only if it's shops where it's a small 24, if that makes sense. You can go into different shops and wear a different and have the same different sizes in the same type of clothes that you would have in another store. Depending on where I go, I'm between a size 20 and a size 24. But majority of the time, at the minute, I'm a size 20/22. And my largest was a size 28, and that was in my last year at uni. There was three reasons behind that. One, I was weightlifting at the time, so I had a lot of bulk because of that. I was also overeating a lot because obviously I had the stress of exams and I had the stress of my mum being ill. And also because I was at university and working, I didn't really have time to go to the gym, because whenever I was at university or working, I was looking after my mum, so kind of everything sort of snowballed together. Now, when I was at my largest, I was 21. I am going to be 35 this year. And when I was 21, I had health issues, but they weren't that severe. I had joint issues, which we now know what they were, but those were joint issues I'd had since childhood. For most of my life, I've been in and out of physio at least 2 or 3 times a year, which we now know the reason behind it, which is because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And this video is basically to explain why I hate being fat, but I have to accept it. Now, what I mean by that is, I don't like being fat. I don't like having huge tits. I don't like having people look at me and think that the reason why I'm using my walking frame is because I'm fat. It's not. I don't like the way I always have to be careful what I wear, and I don't like the way I'm always having to watch what I do. It's horrible, especially because I am disabled. Everybody else massively thinks that because it's my disability is related to my weight. It isn't. Even if I wasn't a large lady like I am, the EDS would still be a pain in my ass, and would still be a pain for me to put up with, because I have multiple joint issues. If it was just my hip, then fine, whatever. One of the things I'm doing at the moment is actively losing weight, and one of the reasons behind that is so I can get a brace to try and stabilise my hip, because I have a partially dislocated left hip. But I have other issues. I have other joints that have issues where they come out at will. I'm talking fingers. I'm not joking. The other day I was holding on a post on the bus, and this finger was all the way up here because it was dislocated, so I had to put it back in. That's a minor one. My wrist still dislocated, my thumb's dislocated because my supports actually have the thing that comes up to your thumb. I have toes that dislocate, my ankles, my kneecap is never in the same position 2 days in a row. My ribs pop out, my shoulders, my elbows. So it's not, having EDS is a pain in the butt, but even if I didn't have the weight issues, the EDS would still be a pain in the butt, and it's not something that's going to go away ever. If anything, it's going to get worse. Now, I'm fighting to lose weight. Obviously, I'm fighting against a lot of issues because we were talking while my mum was over, and I thought that my paternal grandmother, when she died, was 30 stone. Turns out she was 38 stone. She's always, for as long as I can remember, she's been a big lady, and we've figured that we get a lot of, although my maternal grandfather was a bit on the larger side as well, we have the idea that a lot of my weight issues and my brother's weight issues, because my brother is actually larger than me, not that I've seen, my mum sees him occasionally, hence why she knows, he's larger than me. We think we get that from my biological dad's side of the family. So it's one of those things where part of it is genetic, because like I said, she was nearly 40 stone when she died. Part of it is some issues that I've some eating issues that I've had in the past, which is mainly overeating, and sometimes I don't always pick the healthiest meal. I do try my best to eat well, but the thing is with me, because of all the meds I'm on things, there are days where I literally have zero appetite, which obviously isn't great because then your body into starvation mode, but when literally the thought of food makes me feel sick, it doesn't help. And then other days I'm fine about eating, and it's one of those things, it's a catch-22, and then on top of that I've got my thyroid, which really doesn't help matters, and then obviously I can't go to the gym because of the EDS, because if I do I am going to literally put myself in hospital. So it's like perfect example, me, my mum and my husband have been out, well, she's been over because she went home earlier today, and when we got back from dropping her off at the station, I don't know what I've done, but from the middle of the back of my thigh to the middle of the back of my calf is in absolute agony. I've twisted something, I've done something, and I'm fine walking on flat surface, but I struggle to get upstairs. It's like I have to come upstairs on my knees. It's that bad. And whenever I go downstairs, I have to go downstairs on my butt because it hurts like, and that's just like a minor thing with the EDS, that I get these issues now and again, but like I said, I do have issues with at least 2 joints every day. So, but being fat isn't good because everybody automatically assumes that I use the frame because I'm fat now. It's nothing to do with that. I have done a video on this in the past, and it's one of those things that you have to get used to. It's like when I do videos that get me about particular people on YouTube, and it gets me a bit of negative attention. The first thing they do is my weight, and I just feel like saying, "No shit, Sherlock." You know what I mean? It's like, really? Don't think I've heard all that before. But like I said, this is not the largest I've ever been, and at the moment I am trying my best to get my weight under control. Like I say, I am slowly shrinking, but today I just thought, sod it. I'd bought a black dress from Primark, and I just thought, sorry, I'm going to wear it, and I put it on, and we a pair of tan leggings, and granted I had my hoodie on, but it was a nice dress, and I got a lot of good feedback on it. A lot of people liked it, so yeah. Like I said, with a bit of luck, I will continue to shrink slowly but surely, and hopefully with a bit of luck I'll be able to soon push forward with trying to get my hip settled. but it also doesn't help that my uterus is misbehaving at the moment. So it's like, oh. So we'll have to look. All that will settle down shortly. So yeah, that is why I'd hate being fat. I hate being fat. I hate it. Like I say, part of it is genetics, part of it is because I have issues with my thyroid, with EDS, with the fibroid I have. My digestive system is knackered. It has been since childhood. Like I say, literally from here to the end, it's a mess, and a lot of that is relating to the EDS, apart from the thyroid, obviously. That's separate. But everything else, all the other issues, is related to the EDS. So it's like, it doesn't help matters that each one of the conditions I have feeds into the other. So maybe to look, I'll start getting things under a bit more control, and once I lose a bit more weight, I think I'll feel better in myself, which is good. But yeah, that's why I hate being fat, and why I am losing weight. I am actively losing weight, and I'm hoping that it will continue. Let me know if there's any topic you want me to cover down below. I'm not really going to cover the social aspect or anything like that with relation to the fat acceptance movement, because I don't want to get involved in that kind of worms. All I'm saying is I don't like being fat. I'm trying to lose weight, but I admit that I am fat, and I have to accept the fact that I'm fat to be able to change it. So, that being said, I will see you soon. Stay safe, look after yourself, and goodbye.